And we're back and going to do a little time traveling to about 3 hours after our last pod ended, when I imagine the first round of the NFL draft ended, for a little bit of recap and analysis from O.
Yes, sir. I nailed it. I mean, we are all pretty certain Trevor Lawrence was going to the Jags, but there was a small part of me when I said it on the pod at the end of that one that maybe he wasn't actually going to go, but he goes. And the Jets predictably take Zach Wilson at the number 2 pick. And then after that, everything changed. And the 49ers, who many had pegged Mac Jones there for weeks and weeks now, seemed almost like a sure thing. They go ahead and they take Trey Lance instead, a quarterback who many believe has the higher upside in terms of physical tools and play recognition and recall. The university that he went to works with more pro level offenses. And when you got a quarterback whisperer like Kyle Shanahan, then you feel um, more comfortable taking a higher risk but higher reward pick on a guy that really could be the face of this team now for the next decade. So really interesting pick there. The Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos at 8 and 9 were two teams that I thought were going to be in on quarterbacks, and neither of them go that way. They take corners J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain. Um, Both could end up being huge misses and huge regrets as the Chicago Bears trade up to number 11 and take Justin Fields, a guy that I was hoping that the Broncos would get, and he was available at number 9, and a guy who really showed out for Ohio State. Obviously, you can never be sure with the quarterback, but I thought he was a really special player, and uh, they instead decide to go with a corner, and I guess they might be in on the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. Who knows? But Chicago trades up. They trade their first from this year and next year, and then they trade a 4th-round pick from next year and a 5th-round pick from this year in order to get Justin Fields, and he is going to be their guy of the future. Andy Dalton, I I felt so bad for Bears fans when that was their big free agent signing. They also still owe a ton of money to Nick Foles, but they got a rookie QB who has lots of potential. And Bears fans, like right now is the best time because you can be excited and not have anything to like really see and break down yet. It's all hope and optimism. And so excited for the Chicago Bears, and I'm excited to see what this young man can do for that team, because a lot of voodoo on that franchise surrounding the quarterback position, and maybe he'll be the one to finally break through and be a productive player. Another trade up that we saw was Philadelphia Eagles moving up to 10 to get Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner at the wide receiver position. Uh, Dallas saw that the 2 cornerbacks went right before that was the position that they wanted to take. So they decided to trade down with a division rival, which you don't see often. But the Eagles get Devontae Smith, which adds a really, really fun, exciting weapon for Jalen Hurts next season. And the Cowboys, I don't know if that's the team you want to trade with, because now that Devontae Smith guy is in your division, you got to see him twice a year. And he's an absolutely electric player. So that could come back and bite them. Other noteworthy picks: the New England Patriots get their quarterback, and based on the type, the slightly out of shape looking white quarterback, Mac Jones, taken number 15 by New England. I'm sure he'll be the next 20-year great, and I'm sure they'll be disappointed if they only win 3 Super Bowls with this guy. But Patriots fans are over the moon. They did not have to trade up. They did not trade down, and they just stood pat, and they got Mac Jones, and he is going to be their guy. Um, Unsure again. Right now is just the stage where you have hope and optimism, and for the rest of the league, including myself, it is pain and misery that somehow the Patriots did not give up anything and they get one of the guys they want. Uh, so yeah, it's kind of what the NFL deserves if they let a quarterback fall to New England at 15, and it just looks like the what is it? The Death Star continues on in its evil empire march. The Pittsburgh Steelers predictably draft Najee Harris with their 1st-round pick. He's a standout running back from Alabama. He's going to add some great athleticism and playmaking to their offense. Running backs are a position that typically you don't want to spend a first round pick on just based on value. But this is the piece that they felt like they were missing in their offense, and they go and get one. Which means the Jacksonville Jaguars with the next pick are going, oh crap, the running backs are going off the board. So they select Travis Etienne, who was Trevor Lawrence's running mate in the backfield at Clemson this year. So they are both reunited in Jacksonville, which is pretty cool for them. And that might help smooth the transition for both of them, getting to learn the offense that they already know each other's tendencies and will be working together straight out of college. So that was a cool pick that they made there. And then I guess the last thing I want to talk about is also Tom Brady related. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers call Tom Brady, let him know. And in the second round, with the last pick in the second round, they select quarterback Kyle Trask out of Florida. Trask had a great season, and this kid now has the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm sure he's around our age, Max, and grew up obviously like you and I, like Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback we've ever seen. And you just grow up watching him have this success. And now you're going to be the backup for this greatest quarterback of all time, get to learn everything from him. Like it is such a unique and special opportunity. And hopefully Kyle can make the most of it. And Tampa Bay Bucks fans, obviously you have your quarterback. So maybe you'd want your team to draft defensive guys or other like offensive weapons for Brady to use and continue the win now window. But if Brady can impart some of this knowledge, then you've got another quarterback to roll right into in a couple of years when Brady finally retires. So there you have it. Obviously, there's some other winners and losers from the second and third rounds, but I'm just not big enough of an NFL draft nut to really break things down for you. I did my best to give you some takeaways from the first round. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for this podcast. A little bit of a shorter one, but we really cranked through everything we wanted to talk about. It was efficient on our part.